I really should have done this in my video yesterday regarding Jasmine being in an alleged domestic violent relationship. But as you can see in front of your screen, if you are from the UK, there are details in front of you where you could call someone if you are in any need of help, because you may be going through a very challenging time right now in your life, or maybe you can provide these details to anybody else that you know, or have a feeling, an inkling, even a centimeter, even a millimeter, that they may be going through something. That help is always available. Okay, obviously it's as easy as going onto Google or any kind of search and you just type in, domestic abuse helpline. Now this is for the UK because obviously I am here in the UK, but I also understand that majority of my subs are also US based, so this is also something here that you can easily search online. Okay, for anybody that may know or may be going through something like this. Okay, obviously the helpline's always going to be there. All right, so of course if you're somebody that is not from the UK, not from the United States, and you are from any other surrounding areas in the world, okay, but never forget that you can always go to the internet and quickly search for a number on Google or any search engine, whether that be Google, Bing, Yahoo, if that's still a thing, I don't know, you know what I mean, old school and all them kind of things. Okay, so yeah, bear that in mind. But with that being said, there has been somewhat of a minor development since yesterday's video, okay, and that's something that we're going to get into now. Now when it comes to Jasmine herself in particular, based on the video that I created yesterday, it was reported that there are people who are close to Jasmine who have been trying to get her away from Matt, or at least have been trying to advise her, or at least been trying to show her evidence that this man has a history of not necessarily being the most friendliest of people when it comes to his ex-girlfriends. Okay, now of course I did state in yesterday's video that I checked all criminal records and I couldn't find a single thing against him. All right, but it seems as if more people are now speaking about it, and more people are saying that they do feel that there is more truth behind this than there is less truth. Okay, but it's just a matter of waiting for that evidence. But it was then pointed out to me, okay, that Jasmine's following has changed. All right, and now we go back to the fact that it's been reported that there's people in Jasmine's inner circle or people close to her who have tried to support her. So here's the thing: when you go to Jasmine's following, the thing that that was definitely being noticed here is that there are certain people who are now missing from her follow list, and also some people are also missing from her follow list as well. So we'll start off here with the first one being Sophie herself in particular. As you can see that Sophie is no longer following Jasmine. I've checked it, okay, it's just easy to show you guys from Jasmine's point of view that she's no longer following Jasmine as well. But at the same time though, there is another spin to it where the question is Sophie no longer following Jasmine, as well as Jasmine no longer following Sophie, followed by Rob himself in particular. Rob is also another person that is no longer on Jasmine's follow list, okay, and also vice versa. Okay, Florin is also another person that's also no longer in Jasmine's follow list, and also vice versa. Okay, there are more people here. Now it's gone over my head. Who else was a part of the most recent season? I believe Natalie is to follow in. My apologies on that one. Okay, sorry, now the people's names are going in my head, but majority of the cast members that were a part of the show are no longer there. As you can see, Gino is also no longer following Jasmine, and she's no longer following him, apart from of course a little joint account that they have together. So Gino is also another person that is no longer available to her in that way as well. Josh, I believe, was another person. Josh is another person that is no longer following Jasmine, and she's no longer following that person as well. All right, so this is obviously a number of people that are a part of the current season of The Last Resort who are no longer in contact with Jasmine. But here's the thing: at first, when I came across information, it was presented to me as if these people have stopped following Jasmine. That is how these things were presented to me. But then I thought about it. Jasmine recently has been blocking a lot of people. Anyone that's DM'd her, whether it's regarding the pregnancy or whether it's even regarding, I'm not too sure people at the end of regarding this situation in particular, you know what I mean? But I know obviously if you're regarding the pregnancy stuff in particular, she has blocked a lot of people who have been trying to pretty much ask her whether she's pregnant or not, or anything else around that topic, okay? I can imagine that with the information coming to light now, anybody that would contact her regarding domestic probably will also be blocked as well, give or take. So my question would be, has Jasmine gone out of her way to actually block these said cast members because maybe she doesn't want them around her no more because they have tried to be the voice of reason and she doesn't want to hear none of it? Is it a possibility where if these alleged situations are going on, is it a point of where maybe Matt has actually, you know, pretty much put her in a position to not follow these people? But it depends on how you look at it, because people do say that when you are in a relationship that involves being controlled physically and mentally, you will do what you can to hide the truth, and any of those people that do try and help you, you will actually cut them out of your life because you just don't want to hear it. So there is also that part too, where she could be in control of herself actually blocking these people on her own accord. But these are the activities that are happening now currently on Jasmine's page, which are definitely, you know, starting to bring up more concerns to the information that was provided yesterday, you know, because certain things are now starting to kind of line up a little bit. But again, though, I have to repeat this very strongly. It is still not proven that Matt has done any harm to Jasmine. Everything is literally right now, literally speculation. It is literally, you know, people filling in dots and coming to these conclusions. And I think now that there was more people talking about it, you know, as I think at first, obviously when I made the video yesterday, it was based on a post that was made by Shubuti. He was the one that found it on Reddit and decided to break it to everybody else. And then obviously I found it, and then obviously I then reported it because he was very adamant that this information was true. And then I believe the story itself after that was then broken by Keegan Kibitz, Mary from Keegan Kibitz, who actually initially came out to say that the information was not true, that Jasmine is not being being abused. But then later on, within a few hours later on, Mary then came out with another post saying that actually she now has information from a source that says that this information actually could be true, and that Jasmine could actually be in a position where she is being taken advantage of, you know? So given the fact that obviously Mary had to go back on her word, that also speaks volumes now to how serious this is now becoming, you know what I mean? Which is why, of course, it's now a topic that has to be taken even more seriously than before, and has to be spoken about even more than before. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, I know obviously people do wonder when you look at her profile, none of her profile pictures or videos show any signs of abuse or any signs of anything going wrong, whether that be even a weight gain for the fact that she's being allegedly pregnant, you know, all that kind of stuff. But the thing is, though, we all know that when it comes to social media, many people take photos in advance and then upload them at a later stage. And of course, to be honest with you, if you are looking at pictures of Jasmine that she has uploaded, if you compare them to clips of her on Behind the Sheets, which is a more current, up-to-date version of her, you will notice that she definitely doesn't look the same in her pictures. Or in her pictures, you can tell that she's still quite very, very slim. You know what I mean? Obviously, there isn't much weight going on in her face and whatnot. So and obviously her body is pretty much quite thin as hell. Okay, literally this one here was posted a week ago. Okay, this one is literally a few days before that. You can see that her appearance is very, very pretty much quite slim. But when you do come across her on Behind the Sheets, on the other hand, so just to give you an example here, okay, when we obviously come across it here on the sheets itself in particular, you know, you can definitely tell that Jasmine isn't exactly looking the way she normally looks. You see what I'm saying? Okay, let me just restart that again as we can see if I can pause it. Right there we go. Obviously here you can tell. I mean, listen, you can argue and say maybe it's just the way she's sitting down, but you can tell that, you know, she does look like, or seem to look like, as if she has a little bit more weight in her face than normal. And also that even when she sits down, normally she's somebody that is not afraid to, you know, have her arms away from her body to really show off what good shape she's in. But, you know, recently you can tell that she's definitely put herself in positions where she's more prone to cover herself up. And even the camera itself in particular by TLC are very quick to spam away from her whenever she moves away from her body. And then also whenever they re-enter a scene with her again, you know, she's put in a position where Sorry, I'm really trying to not play too much because I don't want this video here to catch me up for copyright. I do apologize for that one. Okay, that's why I had to keep pausing every couple of seconds. But even in this one here, as you can see from the image, now, of course, they put this in front of her, but you know, the show's going to want to cover up the fact that she's pregnant because they're going to want to announce it, you know, for whenever she returns for another season, whether that be the single life or whether that be for any other spin-off that she's, you know, supposed to be coming back for, allegedly, okay? But even in this one itself in particular, based on, of course, how she's looking, she's definitely looking a bit more definitely not trying to body shame here, but she's looking a bit more fuller than she would in her other images, you know what I mean? Obviously, as you can see in this image stuff in particular. And to be fair, they do say that when women do start to, you know, get pregnant, certain parts of their body, whether it be the chest area, you know, the bottom area or whatnot, you know, you definitely started to see a bit more of enhancement and whatnot. But then again, though, that could be subjected to a bra. Do you know what I mean? Let's not get it twisted. But I would say personally, when I look at her sitting down from her waist, she definitely does look like she's putting a little bit of pounds, which could be due to pregnancy. Okay, so I think these are the things that we also have to remember, okay, when it comes to what we are talking about right now, and looking for these signs that there could be truth to at least one of the two things. Either one, that yes, she is pregnant, and the other one would also be that yes, she is in a relationship with somebody that is not exactly being the best of men, shall I say. That's the best way I can word that one, I believe. Okay, so either way, like I said before, literally yesterday when this was reported, it was literally a matter of, you know, the fact that it was reported by Shibuya and he was adamant that this information was more likely to be true than not, to now fast forward, you know, to then Mary coming out and saying that it wasn't true, to then correcting us and saying, no, actually, there is more truth to this, actually, you know what I mean? And now we're in a position where I'm now nitpicking and looking at things. I'm like, okay, you know what? If I look at it, because before when it was spoken about her being pregnant, I only spoke about it once, but I never really spoke about it again because I was like, where's the evidence? But now I'm really looking at it properly, and I'm looking at her post, and I'm looking at the videos of her now on the show. Yeah, so I do feel like this is something that we should all definitely take more seriously than yesterday when I first made the video, okay? And I really hope that Jasmine is able to, given that information is allegedly true, has already confirmed or has already speculated by, you know, obviously the creators already mentioned already anyway. I do hope that Jasmine is able to find the strength that she's going to need to help get herself out of this horrible experience that she is allegedly, hopefully not going through, okay? Now, with that being said, I believe I've said everything that I need to say. I'll probably repeat myself about probably about 100 times because it's such a sensitive subject, do you know what I mean? I definitely want to word myself correctly and not incorrectly, because this is not one of those things that you want to, you know, report on you don't want to report on these kind of things in a very, you know, it's a delicate matter that needs to be dealt in a delicate way. But like I said before, the very beginning of the video, if you are in the UK, these are the details if you need help, okay? But also, if you're not in the UK, okay, and you are in the United States, these are also some details that I was able to obviously cook up from Bing. To be fair, that's the one that I use anyway. But again, if you're from another location in the world, literally Google, Bing, or any kind of search engine, use it. Even ChatGPT, to be fair, is probably another good source to use as well. I mean, I know obviously we all have these apps on our phones, whether it be a Google Chrome or any kind of browser, or even ChatGPT or whatnot. These are the apps here that would definitely, you know, help give you guys any support that you may need. To be fair, hold that thought. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of this beforehand, but with that being said, as you can see here, obviously if you type in the right words, domestic abuse, a worldwide helplines, you can see there's a global phone call here, United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, India, South Africa, New Zealand, international online support. So to be fair, ChatGPT is probably, you know, a very good source to go to, because of course it can give you a variation of different numbers from different countries as well. I'm pretty sure you type in your country, obviously give you those details specific to your actual location as well. All right, now with that being said, thank you so much for your time, and yeah.